Alright guys, forgive me a little bit, but I normally don't actually move the camera around. I usually just have it set and ready to go. But I want to show you something. Look, check it out. I have put up on shelf my guys. So there's Ed, right? Hey Ed, say hi. Ed. Ed's saying hi. Hello. Right? And then, right up there, you can see is the alien. Right? So he's up there, right? So they're now in behind me, and oh, there's Mom and Dad. Hey guys. And then, oh, that's our symbol for snakes and coffee, so check that out. So anyways, what I want to do is say, this one here is the storyboard situation, and it was great. It was great. I really was kind of stuck when I started, but when I finished, I was very happy. Just sitting in there doing those little thumbnails and getting the feeling, because you know, I've got my characters and I've got my story happening, and now it's coming to life, and then the next pictures will be more detailed pictures and bring it all together so that it really gives a feeling of what's going on in the story, right? So anyways, you do this, you'll enjoy it, really. Seriously, do a good storyboard. Just sit down and you'll notice that when I'm doing this, I am not neat at all. It's sloppy work, but that doesn't matter. You're doing the story. All you're doing is trying to convey the feelings and that. And when you're doing it, you're in it, right? You know what he's like. You know what he's like, right? So boom, it makes it happen. So sit back, enjoy. If you can do the thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. Subscribe, that would be even better. Check out also Snakes and Coffee on my other videos. Yeah, there we are. Let's just get excited and let's watch the video. Alright folks, so just a little update change situation. The monkey in the background that I had earlier in the last video, I have changed. So this is our new guy here. I think I like that a lot more. The other guy was just overtaking the situation, and that wasn't working for me. So now I'm on to basically doing some thumbnail sketches to start to create the story, how the pictures are going to look and stuff like that. So what I've got here is I picked this up. It's a Fanboy comic book layout pages by Canson, and so I think it's pretty nice and simple. Now if I could just get it to open up, there we are. So what I did was I just kind of outlined the where the thing is, because they do it in blue for some reason. I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but that's probably, it's like an animation thing. It doesn't show up on camera. But what I was going to say is that the little 4 panels you get, and then you can also write information off to the side for yourself too. So I think it's a really good little item to grab. I don't think they're too hard to find. So if you want something like that, nice and simple, easy, grab one, and you can start off your writing or your story thing. So right off the bat, what we're going to do is we're going to think about how we're going to introduce into the pictures and what actions are going to be going on. So I'm thinking that at the beginning I start writing about Ed, the reluctant biting viper, and the fact that he doesn't bite his food, so his brothers and sisters assist him. Now one of these two is I'm finding is as I'm writing that I find that little changes are happening continuously. So I have to really say to myself, okay, am I overdoing it, if I'm underdoing the situation? But I think it's helping a lot by simply going through it, reading out what I've already written down, and trying to get that to work, right? So I say, finding myself a little bit stumped, right? Normally that doesn't happen for me. I usually can attack something and go right at it, and you know, just change up things when they need to. But right now I've literally just been kind of stumped as to, am I writing this correctly? Am I doing the right job, right? And one of the things is trying to get yourself involved in that character, right? And then the other thing too is questioning yourself for everything you write or what you draw out as your introduction to the situation. So I'm thinking like, okay, I have a book, right? And you want to have a front cover. So we have a front cover. We've got that. Now, what am I saying about here? And then how do I put that into a picture? So Ed, the reluctant biting viper. When Ed was born, he was just like any other viper. So here we are. He's just like any other viper. The only thing that was different about him was that he didn't like to bite his prey. So his brothers and sisters, so we'll just say like these are brothers and sisters, right? They would bite the mouse, right? And so see, this is where it's getting to me. It's I'm kind of like, okay, how do I display that? How do I get that to happen, right? You know, and then what I'm drawing here right now, it's like, oh, does that make sense to anybody? But then again, like I said, when you have this little off piece here, you can write in, you know, maybe the directions of what you're needing, right? So in my head, I started off by thinking about, well, how do I direct the people to go into my picture, into my world, right? My story. So I definitely have Ed, right? That's great. But then he has brothers and sisters. So let's think about that for a second, right? And we've got these brothers and sisters who are willing to help Ed because Ed doesn't like to bite his prey, right? And so do we start it off as like when he was born, you know, like all the other snakes, right? And again, my storyline has changed so dramatically in my head that I'm really, really trying to say to myself, how does this work? And this is what this is about. You have these little thumbnail drawings you're going to do, and then as you go through it, you start to see stuff where you're like, oh, you know what? I need it to look in this direction. Or, oh, you know what? I'm missing out, or I'm not letting the audience see what I'm thinking about, right? So we know that Ed's brothers and sisters will actually help him, okay? And they will bite the prey. Now, again, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, how do I display that? And if I'm doing a book or a story that's maybe going to be for children, how do I do that without being kind of weird? But for me, I would rather try to show nature as it is. So here's one of his brothers and sisters. He bites the prey, okay? And the prey passes away, but that allows Ed to come along and gobble it up, right? But am I displaying this well enough so that the audience can understand what that is? So again, I'm building this up. I'm trying to get myself to go through it. And I think that's what I'm trying to express to people is whatever your storyline is, right? Don't be afraid to change it up as you go, right? Don't be afraid to look at it in different directions, you know? So now we know that he doesn't like to eat the prey, right? So we're really trying to express that. But do I express it from when he was born and then he grows up to be a normal, basic viper, right? With the help of his brothers and sisters. Well, then that kind of becomes important. So I'm thinking to myself, how do I do it where I could say, okay, his brothers and sisters constantly help, right? Making sure that Ed gets fed, right? So I'm drawing some lines here. And again, I might be not even going in the right direction at all at first by doing these little thumbnail sketches that kind of may be hard for anybody else to read on that. And then again, I could have put my notes off to the side, but I haven't done that. I'm right now just concentrating on just like my little thumbnails. So Ed becomes a very normal, everyday viper and is able to go on with life. And so that's good. Now, at the same time that is happening, our little alien buddy, right? And then I should say to myself, okay, meanwhile, oops, I spelled that wrong, sorry. Go off to the side. Meanwhile, W-I-L-E. Meanwhile, in outer space, see, now I'm adding a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't have in my first draft of my writing. So meanwhile, in outer space, this is happening. We have an alien getting ready to come to the planet of Earth, right? Now, I don't really actually say that it's Earth. I just say the planet, right? Kind of keep it open, you know? And he's on his way, and he's gonna cause some problems, right? Well, now what I could do is have the alien actually coming right into the area where they live. So that would be a second drawing. And again, I'm not drawing pretty pictures. I am doing thumbnail sketching so that I have kind of a direction. And then I'm gonna have to go back again. I think this is one of the things I'm finding for myself, is that I need to constantly go back, reevaluate, and then go forward, right? So that's what this is about. You're going to start to find that, okay, I've made some decisions here, you know, like that. So everything's going fine for Ed, but all of a sudden his whole world is going to change, right? So we just have back to Ed just kind of being like everything's okay, but slightly off to the corner. I think what I would do is I would have the alien ship coming down, right? And Ed sees it, right? And like, look at how horrible I'm doing these eyes. Like, I'm not, but with a little bit of direction, you can kind of see where I'm going on. But he's like, what is this about, right? And then I wouldn't want to have a smiley face. It'd be kind of a curious face, right? So you got to think about that. And then what Ed's looking at and seeing is the direction, right? That he sees that, right? That's the direction. And the alien's coming from here. So you think about that. I think that one I would do a half page, to be honest. I think what it would be is it'd be better to develop a page like this, right? And have, you know, Ed's kind of curious as to, what's going on here, right? And then the alien's coming down. So that's a nice thing about this too, is you got 4 little panels. You're not trying to make beautiful pictures, you're trying to figure out how things look. So I've given a direction as to how something happens. Then I would have maybe where the jungle is, the alien landing, right? So again, another drawing where I'm going to have the alien landing. And then one of the action things that's going to happen in that is the popping off of the thing. So the spaceship, sorry about that. So the popping off would be the container pops open and we now are exposed to the alien. And that's, he's like, we're already kind of looking around. He's grumpy. So this is helping me a lot. And I think if you're going to do something like this, that's what you want to do. Don't worry about everything being beautiful pictures, right? If you're going to worry about everything being beautiful pictures, you're just going to make yourself crazy, right? I just don't think it's worth it to yourself. So we know that Ed, the feeding situation, being grown up with his brothers and sisters. So I got to emphasize that quite a bit more with the drawings. And then even in the writing, I have to emphasize that a bit more too. Because what I've done is I have written out a storyline. And I don't want to give you the whole storyline because, as I say, it's going to change. And I know that, right? So anyways, I'm going to just read off. So brothers and sisters, took a turn, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we've hit that. Oh, by the way, here I have printed out the stuff as to what I'm thinking about. So you see it there. Did some photocopies. Sue helped me with that. And then I'm trying to simply put it together. And this is what's making it fun, making it frustrating, but also exciting, right? You know, like I say, I've never done anything like this. So right away, the alien looks around and starts jumping and stomping on the ground. We don't like that, right? This is terrible. So we're gonna have the alien popping out of the spaceship, right? And I wanna do that aggressively. So I'm gonna have like, okay, here's the spaceship, and then we know it's opened, right? And we're gonna have the monster jumping out. So I could literally do that. Oh, now I'm learning too about this whole thing about double paging. So this makes it good for like a double page, right? So double page. So what I'm gonna do is have the monster coming out and jumping, and then literally you're gonna see that power of his feet, and then he's a grumpy little guy, and he's gonna come down, and then boom, like right away, just bash, start smashing stuff, right? And that. So now we've got that happening. Boom, right? And it is a big hassle. So what's happening is we'll have him doing like a second bang, and he pulls himself up like this, and he's got his mouth open, he's got his feet ready to crash down, and bang, he comes crashing down again, and he's boom, 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 everything's getting knocked down. Now animals are terrified, right? So we're gonna have our little guys looking out from the jungle, right? That they're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next, right? And we're also gonna see that Ed is looking and checking it out too, right? So he's like, what the heck is going on here? And see, again, that's just, wow, it's helped me so much just in direction by talking to you guys like this, right? So I've got that, right? I've got Ed off to the side here a little bit, right? Other animals that are looking around, that are terrified, right? Maybe Ed's brothers and sisters also, right? Because he cares about them because they've helped him through life, right? So we got the Ed and brothers and sisters. So there, I'll put maybe like a snail or something like that too. That's like trying to go away. Like he's like, whoa, this is bad, man. This is bad. Okay, yeah, we got him all wrapped up here. He's like, a snail. Snail runs away. Snail runs away. Okay. So, boom. I think another scene would be the alien a little bit more off to the thing where we'd have maybe the animals in the jungle. So we'll show the jungle, right? And then animals running away from the jungle. So we, again, that could be like another one of those split things where we can see a good distance, and so what we'll do is have the aliens getting ready to just come down and bang again, and it'll be like a perspective situation where you'll see big foot coming down and ready to go. So we got the big foot, and this is really getting messy. But again, I can see what I want, right? I can kind of see where it's going. I can then have all the other animals, like the little snail boogie in it, right? Right? Frog jumping, right? Trying to get out of the way of this. And again, that would be a double panel. So double panel, right? panel. Now, to a lot of people, this doesn't mean a lot, right? It's like, what the heck is this guy doing? I'm like, what's he talking about? What's he drawing here? But for me, and that's what it's about when you're doing something like this, that you know what's going on in your head, right? And so you now just need to put it down. See, a lot of times people, when they do this kind of stuff, they want to draw a beautiful picture every time. And that's kind of it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. It's going to make you crazy, right? So I can clean it up even here, just like that. So it gives me another idea. But I have the animals running away, right? Frog is jumping away. And that, right? I'm going to have these animals, trying to get away. And then say like the big eyes of an animal, right? We don't know what animal this is, but its eyes are big because it's scared. Like, oh, it's Toledo, right? Oh no. A tortoise. Yeah, there we are. We'll do a tortoise. This tortoise is like really trying to truck out of the situation, right? He is like, dang, I do not want to be here, right? Yeah. So we got our tortoise and that. Another type of snake maybe, or I don't know. Some kind of maybe fuzzy animal. I'm gonna do a rabbit. Yeah, see? So those have caught me into what I want, right? Pictures. Boom. Double panel. It's a wide, right? It's going to be that wide idea, right? Boom. Let's express that. Things are going wrong, right? We know that, right? So the animals are running away, the deers, the turtles, all in different directions. And then again, I'm going to do another panel. Where probably maybe I should have background would be the crashing and everything's happening, but we have our hero, or our guy who doesn't know he's a hero, is seeing this and he's worried, right? So we gotta have him there and he's worried, right? Like, what's gonna happen here next? And all the stomping and the trees are being knocked down, and oh, this is terrible, right? So we've got, and that would be a two panel. Two panel, right? That's a two panel right there. Again, so we're going from a two panel to a two panel. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think it helps in expressing that, he's aware now, right? We know that maybe just off to the corner we have him, but right here he's really aware. He's got to do something. He's going to have to do something. Now, we can have another two panel, I think, maybe. I don't know. But the foot's coming down, right? He's gonna crush, right, the brothers and the sisters and all the other animals. That's gonna happen all of a sudden, and we don't want that. That's not a good drawing for that part. But here we are. We got this. We're gonna change that up a bit. We're gonna make him angry. I think I'm gonna change the direction of the leg a little bit. So it looks like it's gonna happen right there. And all the animals and all of the stuff, the big foot's coming down, right? And the animals are trying to run away. And it's gonna be that last minute situation where suddenly our little buddy here decides to open his mouth. He is gonna bite the toe, right? Big old toe. of the alien. See, I've got drawings set now. I have things set. I think this could be a single panel. It could be a single panel, right? Could be a double panel. I don't know. But I've got the bite happens. When that bite happens, right, you got to put a lot of action into that. So we got to do maybe, yeah, like a big full face bite, right? See, we, because I'm a reptile person and I love snakes and lizards and that, I understand that these animals, when they're biting something, they're biting to survive. They're not biting to be mean, right? So we have to sometimes, maybe that's my story there, that sometimes to look at things a little differently, right? I try to express to people for years just how wonderful snakes are, right? And I like to express that they're necessary, that they need to be here. You can see that I've gone out on the side of my panels here, but that's okay. That's okay. So, boom, right? Now, the next scene, right, is going to be, I'm going to make the bite happen. I'm going to go right, I'm going to flip this page, not worry. I know that it's kind of a little out of sync. But the next page, what I want to have is, you're going to have the monster, and you're going to see a big change in his face. He is like, oh no, what just happened to me? Right? The monster that, you know, is just stomping and just being a nasty little guy, suddenly he's going to be feeling some nasty pain, right? We can have the eye directions change in the drawing, or maybe like, I don't know, some kind of a double flip situation there. But I want to have it so that it expresses maybe two panels where it expresses almost kind of animated. Yeah, so that'll be like two panels and then it'll animate, and his arm goes a little stiff. Right. He's never felt this little problem before, which is our little dude giving a bite on his big fat toe. And right, we've got that. We've got that action. Right there, he looks a little dopey, but what I'm trying to maybe just that's why there's an eraser, Paul. You can actually use them. I feel a little weird, because I haven't done pencil drawing in such a long time, and it used to be my world. I used to love pencil drawing. I just want him to look like he's, oh, got this thing. Oof, boom, yeah, there we are. So he bit into him, right? And Mr. Monster's taking that bite, and he didn't like it at all, right? And this would be a single panel, so it's obvious now that we're double panel. Yeah, and then the reaction. So he's gonna go up high in the air. We're gonna make our little buddy down here, who's just done his bite, right? And then we're gonna have the monster jumping, like he just, whoa, what the heck just happened to me? I've been bit, and my God, the pain, oh geez, what was I thinking, right? he jumps in the air. Just so. Bigger. He's got mouth is bigger than that. Yeah. Like, it's just. Yeah, he is hurting. He is like, ah, no, I've been bit so hard. Oh no. What happened? It's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible. Right? It's terrible. I'm dying. Tears flying out of his eyes. Oh my gosh, what the heck is that all about? Who hurt me? Oh no, why did I think this is a good idea? Right? Yeah. I might have to, maybe some of that vocal talking, maybe it's a good idea. Why did I think this was a good idea. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Something like that. Ouch, ouch. Yeah, see? So I've added into it. I've definitely gotten away from the actual panels and that, but that's okay. That's it's working for me. So, boom. Now, right away, we've got our buddy back here again, who's done his little bite, and he's not sure exactly what the next thing's gonna be, right? But the alien's gonna hit the ground, and he is going to leap. Like, he's gonna go right down to the ground. He is not happy. And his toe. There, see, there's a panel right there. The toe. We're gonna make his toe become this huge, big, swollen, sore toe. There's gonna be thumping. Boom, 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 boom. Thumping. 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 Oh no. No, I can't have him angry. I don't want him angry. I want him like, oh yeah, he's like, oh, why was I thinking? That hurts so much. Right? And then boom, he is going to jump back. So he's going to go from here back to where his spaceship is. To the spaceship. So you're going to do 2 jumps, I think. I'll do a 2 jump situation. So we go boom, and then boom. So 2 jumps back, right? And he's now back in his spaceship. Okay, so 2 jumps, he's back in the spaceship. So again, that would be a double panel, right? So we're gonna have him, and then he's back into his spaceship. The spaceship will close. Again, these can, now, see, I can start to see them down. It's going, okay, single panel, double panel. I'm gonna play with that a lot, right? Because of the action of it. We're gonna see the thing close, and this guy's in here again. This, you know, hey, that's a horrible drawing, sir. Not really, because it's letting me know what to do as I start to form this into more cohesive drawings, right? So, boom, boom, boom. Then, what I want next is I want to have that spaceship taking off, and it's gonna go whoosh, like this, gone, like just gone. Like, boom. I am in the spaceship. I am gone. And then yeah, 4 panels. I'll get better at figuring this out. Oh, that's single page. Double page. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, we're gonna go back to the jungle, right? Everything's looking good. Spaceship way off in the corner. All the plants and trees are there. And little Ed. And this great hurrah from all the little friends. I think that would be fun too. So we'll have like the frog jumping up, you know. And, oh, that's a terrible drawing of a frog, Paul. But we could have all the other animals jumping and cheering, right? For Ed. I think that would be the best way to finish this off. And then I'm going to go to what I basically, the story in this end is that Ed doesn't change from who he is. He's still Ed. And he's happy to help the other creatures. And that, and everybody's happy. His brothers and sisters are happy. We can do that type of a thing where, you know, you got the brothers and the sisters, everybody's cheering and jumping in the bushes. Or jumping out into the jungle area and just kind of showing their happiness for Ed, right? And there we are. So guys, that's the end of this situation. I'm happy with it because when I first was starting to get ready to videotape this, I didn't know which way I was going to go with this, and now I have a flow. May not look like that to some people, but I think you will understand as a person who's maybe an artist. I kind of wasn't sure. I was just kind of fluffing around and not really sure. And then as it went, suddenly I started to be able to add in and started to realize, okay, wait a second. You know, this is something I've got to have happening. And then I started to see more and more, and my story started to develop. And then all of a sudden I started to become, because I've painted these guys and drawn them and clayed them out and made sculptures, I can feel them now. Do you know what I mean? So like, boom, I know like this guy, he comes down, he just comes crashing, right? So when I do that piece of art, I'm gonna make sure that that really emphasizes, really, you know, boom, you know, suddenly, you know, all the other animals trying to take off, the snail running away and stuff like that, right? The other animals boogieing out on a big page, right? A page where Ed sees something going on and he's just like, ooh, what's this happening? This is not good, right? And then the monster coming down and crashing again, and it's a threat, right? Now, I haven't shown those threats, but maybe I should show for me so that I kind of remember. We'll just do like an animal, you know, like there's a threat. Oh no, what's going on here, sir? Oh no, right? Poor little animal, we don't know what's going on. I think it's a rabbit. Yeah, see? So I can make sure, right? Threatened. That. Right? Then Ed having to make a decision, and that decision is to bite the big toe. Big big toe. Boom, it happens. The bite, right? The reaction of the monster, right? Oh, the big, holy Toledo, why did I do this? What was I thinking? Oh my gosh, right? And then the thumping and oh, the pain, and that makes him literally spring. And you know, boom, he's here, and then he's there, right? And then he's in the spaceship, and then woof, he is gone. And then we come back, right? And we've got the celebration, which, okay, probably the worst drawing out of the whole thing, because it doesn't even look like a celebration. Don't even know what is going on, but just happiness. It's just happiness. There, happiness. And then after the happiness, life goes on for Ed. And the conclusion is basically Ed's still going to be Ed. And he's still going to do his thing. He still doesn't like to bite things. But he'll just go on. And he became a hero from just by accident. And that's it. I think that works. Alright guys, so next time I'm going to start doing some real actual drawings and backgrounds and that, and there we are. So thank you very much for watching. You'll see the beginning and end thing that I do every time. Alright guys, so I completed the video, and also I got my story out in my head. I now can start to see even the picture better, right? And that's what makes this work, right? So as I said, the storyboard just it works for me. When I started, I was kind of like, oh boy, I don't know if this is gonna work that well. But then the minute the pencil, and oh, there's a fun thing too, pencil. I used to use pencil all the time. Now I just use black ink, right? And it's been a long time since I used old pencil. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked it. So guys, anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you can subscribe, right, I would love that. If you can put a like on me, I'd love that too. And just keep watching the videos and enjoy, guys. And make your own, okay? Thanks. And as I always say, be cool like a big bull moose, and remember to wear your pants.